Welcome everybody back to Casual Gamer Oz as we now move into round 3 of Season 8 on F1 2017 Career Mode with Ferrari driver Ben Waterworth. Let's go straight into this. And we are in Bahrain. We've gotten pole, we've won here before. No, we haven't won here before, let me correct myself. We've gotten pole here before and never won here before. Third is our best ever finish here. That came last season, of course, where we also took our very first pole here in Bahrain. So, we are looking to win our very first Bahrain Grand Prix and bounce back from the disappointment in China, where we started pole and only managed to finish in 5th. So we will be hoping for a much better result here. We have a new rival. That new rival, as predicted, is Lewis Hamilton. And I wonder if they're just going to cycle through the Mercedes drivers. I mean, we haven't actually beaten Hamilton. He actually ended up beating us last season. We've beaten Bottas twice now. So I wonder when they'll give us maybe a Red Bull driver. Or I wonder if they'll give us Vettel again. Not too sure. So we'll have to wait and see, of course, as we strive for our very first victory. It's only now 4 Grand Prix we've never won. And, of course, it's here, Singapore, Malaysia, and Abu Dhabi. So it's going to be a long time between drinks until we get to another race that we haven't won. That's Singapore. So we will try our darndest to, get the win here. Now, I'm going to have to recalculate my start line tactics. Again, we don't want to do the chop. Chop doesn't seem to work. We always fuck up the chop. But we also need to creep across to a level where we don't get swamped like we did in China and forced off the circuit, because that really did cost us. So, anyway, looks like we're going to get pole. Oh, maybe not. Whoa! Seb out of nowhere. Okay. Oh, shut up, Jeffrey. I got 3rd on the grid. Seriously. They're so anal with this, aren't they?
Of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3.
And Hamilton beat me too, so there's my rival. Never qualified in 2nd. 1/10. 1/10 is all that cost. Alright, let's look ahead to the race day. I'm going to do that now. I'm just getting too ahead of myself. I start talking myself up. This thing's going to be easy, and then before you know it, I'll fucking do that. Alright. Well, we started 3rd in Australia and we won. So we finished 3rd in Bahrain last year and started on pole, so let's reverse that around. That's a little noise I thought I'd make. And another one. Alright, gee, we need to get those points up. Yeah. We need to get to 1,600 points. We're only on 464, so we got a long way to go before we look at our next upgrade. And of course, that's where the in-house development worked a treat for Toro Rosso, even though we went, like 2 whole seasons without developing the car. We need to win this race, people. We need to win this Grand Prix. For a lot of reasons. Anytime today. Thank you. Never rains here, of course. I think there's actually a trophy called Desert's Mr. Rain. So if you actually complete a race in the wet in Bahrain and Abu Dhabi, you get a trophy. So there's a random one. And we're on the outside. The only difference here, of course, we've got 2 cars on either side of us. Keep it in standard revs for the moment. We go in Bahrain. We're going to slightly move to the right here. Not to the extent where we're going to take a car out. Oh, we dive bomb down into the first corner. We hold on to it. Whoa! Spun. No, I haven't. Vettel takes me. I got a warning for hitting Bottas. Hamilton's on my rear end. So far, we've made it stick. Oh, don't do that, Ben. That's a bad idea. Just take it cautiously here. Take it cautiously. You don't want to lose your race on the first lap. It's often what you do. And once again, I should always point out, this is actually a night Grand Prix. Why is this not a night Grand Prix? Is it just because it's a 5-lap mode? And is it only night, like, full race? It's not like Abu Dhabi, where it's, what do you call it? Twilight. Anyway, I'm just going to put in a rich mode here to try and catch him in these last 2 parts of the circuit. I've braked very early there, because I knew I was going straight into the back of him. And we're just going to maintain ourselves a bit of a gap here. Again, rich mode just for the time being. So we can out-get him. If we can't get him in this straight here, we'll get him into turn 1. We're pulling away from Lewis. Might be able to get him to the final corner here, which we're going to. Thank you very much, Seb. We'll take the lead now from here. Alrighty. For the first time ever, we lead the Bahrain Grand Prix. I don't think we led it last year, did we? We did the chop from memory. And then from there, I ran into the back of Bottas, I think, and damaged my front wing. So that's why I couldn't really challenge for the victory. So, right now, for the very first time, we lead in Bahrain. Think what could have been had we done alright in China. And if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we all have Merry Christmas. And if things were to finish this way, we still would have had a better start to the season than we did last year. Still have 10 more points. I'm just going to switch focus. We had more than 10 points, wouldn't we? So we would have won 2 races. Oh, no, 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 no! Oh, shit! Stop talking about race wins and things like that when you haven't won the race, Ben. Stop it. Focus on the goddamn road in front of you. You fucking moron. You're just going to jinx yourself. Alright? What you're trying to say is at this point last year you would have had 40 World Championship points after 3 rounds. If you win this race, you'll have 60. Meanwhile, Hamilton has overtaken Vettel, which isn't the best, considering he won the last race. So he's the one who's kind of a challenger for the championship at the moment. Alright. How's our fuel mix looking? Not too brilliant. Can't really use that at the moment. Well, I mean, we're using it, but you know what I mean. You can't use it on rich mode. That's the point I'm trying to El Mako. Going back into that quiet mode, aren't I? Oh, no, 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 no. Why is it always that corner? What am I doing? I'm concentrating. It's a bit of a tricky dicky corner, and one that I think is the only most memorable corner on this entire Grand Prix circuit. It's a very bland circuit, but it's, you know, it is what it is. So you see the light towers there, which I find interesting, given that you know, it's meant to be a night race, so why aren't they on and why are we in the daytime? The clouds are looking very ominous, but given that we're only in a short race, it's not going to affect us. Alright, let's give ourselves a lap in rich mode here. I was going to say we want to set the fastest lap, well we just do that. By 8 tenths too, if you don't mind. Dominant fastest lap. Very dominant. Purple sector by half a second there too, if you don't mind. We'll take that. We're starting to creep on through here. Now this corner again, is it going to be tricky for us? It will be, but we don't go close to the wall like we have the previous time. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm finding that corner tricky. The braking point on this Ferrari seems to be getting away from me, which is a little bit on the unusual side, if you ask me. Another purple, still 6 tenths up. Isn't that 6 tenths overall in the entire lap? So we don't set the purple sector in the middle bit there. I think that's what that means when it goes purple on the right and not purple on the map. So we come down the main straight. We should easily set another fastest lap here, considering how far ahead we are of it. We do. A 1:32.656. One lap to go, folks, to win our very first Bahrain Grand Prix. And you know there's one corner where we can possibly bin it. And that will mean, of course, that there will only be 3 more Grand Prix that we've never won before. We've ticked the 2 early ones off, and we just have to try and tick the late 3 off moving forward. But anyway, we're not doing that talk again, because right now we're talking on the circuit and trying to find ourselves through this lap to get our second win out of 3 Grand Prix, something that we've never achieved before in the opening 3 rounds. This corner again, I'm going to brake myself a lot early, just like that, to make myself incredibly comfortable. Should be all good from here. Should be smooth sailing. Should be the operative word, unless something bad happens, but don't talk yourself out of it here, Benjamin. You are going to find yourself getting to the end of this race. You go 9/10 under, nearly a whole second under the fastest lap, if you don't mind. You've pulled out a huge lead over Hamilton. You're 2.3 seconds clear of him all of a sudden. And it was that corner that kept costing you the time. You come around the last corner and you are going to win your very first Australian Grand Prix, Ben. Great work. It's Bahrain, actually. That's where we are. We've already done the Australian Grand Prix. Yes!
Congratulations.
Yeah, finally a little bit of admiration there, you prick. Can breathe now. We can now move into Russia, having won 2 of the opening 3 races. Better than last year. We will leave here with a total of 60 points compared to 40 last season. And that's what we want.
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today.
It's a 1-3 once again for Ferrari. Same podium we had in Australia.
Live when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more
Gonna yawn.
you keep them there, the better your race tends to go. That's exactly
Alright, boring. Alright.
It's time for the podium, and as the drivers make
Oh, come on, be happy, Ben. Yeah!
its way to the top step.
Oh no, I do have 62 on my car. Ah, maybe it automatically does it for you. That you've only got the option to choose one if you're world champion. I see what they've done there. Clever Codemasters. Clever little dicky birds. So I guess otherwise everybody might want to choose a number 1 in their car. Alright, do we go to the lead of the championship? No, 1 point in it. Wow. Well, Hamilton, I think, has won and been second in the other 2 Grand Prix, so that does make sense. So, Constructors, we take the lead by 8 points. That's good. And, yeah, alright. Cool. Move on to a Grand Prix that we got pole and won last year. So that didn't do much for our chances there, though, in China. But hopefully Russia, which can be a bit of a bogey circuit for us, has been in the past. We hope to come on through. I hope we have a completely dry race. We had a wet qualifying there last season, didn't we, from memory? A nice haul of points there, that's good. We want to try and get to first driver here in Ferrari. And we're going to have to start achieving something big here, because we keep dropping down, and as you can see there, we've moved back up slightly. Alrighty, on to Russia. Thanks for tuning in. Like, subscribe, comment here on Casual Gamer Oz. We'll speak to you in Russia. Good night.